Okay, let's see if I can get back to this and make it work. What's that? That's a pig. What's that? That's a pig. How are they the same? How are they different? Facing left, facing right, filling the space almost the same. So same and different. Same is the 5x7 picture plane. The Magnificent Seven. Here's my list. It's really a variation on a theme. And I'm thinking zodiac sign. I was just looking at Picasso's bulls, and his were almost all the same size, bulls facing right, but they started with line and they kept getting more complicated. There's a list on Blackboard to kind of describe the variation in space from shallow maybe to deep that you guys get to deal with. And also, I guess with watercolor, let's see, Design for Delight is a book I brought upstairs right there. Design for Delight. And there's an artist in here in a chapter called Body Language. An end result was a sculpted ear that looks heroic, but I think it's 9 inches tall, bigger than a real ear, but not gargantuan. And then there's a series of ink drawings that show possibilities for an ear on the same scale, and that'll give you a picture of more or less how big that scale is. So back to thinking, looking, and doing, because we're going to deal with watercolor. So, oh yeah, when I went downstairs to pick up that book, this guy was right underneath it. William T. Wiley's another watercolor artist that you might want to look at, and he was active in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, I guess 70s, 60s was his heyday. Cal Davis, watercolorist when that wasn't necessarily in fashion. And in our Design Basic book, I posted you know, your parameters for space, but I didn't put parameters for color. That's upside down. Does it matter? So those color harmonies or schemes you may want to employ, and you'll probably see this one, Charles Demuth with the acrobats. I mean, it's not Taurus, it's not Pisces, it's an acrobat. The text tells us that he's using what does it say for D? For D, he uses the same idea. One performer is shown very large, and he's in the foreground. The others are shown smaller, therefore they're in the background. Yeah. Plus, there is a little bit of overlap right there, and sometimes, many times, the further they get away, the smaller they get. Well, exaggerated scale here, on this woodblock print, we see the carp kite, number 1, cropped, and it's just so big in that picture plane, which is, well, in the book, it's about 5x7. It's a little bit smaller in real life, Look, it'll tell you. But there's another one and another one as they go back into illusionistic deep space, and there's Mount Fuji. So there's, and I think watercolor was used to color that woodblock print. So space. Then, what else were we gonna do? California, Phil Dyke, the Pink Beach House. Oh yeah, that's in this. The one I said was not collage material, and it was marked, was it not? Mr. Leonard lost it. No, he didn't. What's the point of this? I think you'll see it in a second. Oh, there it is, Phil Dyke's Pink Beach House, which is a little bit bigger than the sketchbook size that we've been working on. But that's the focal point, isn't it? And it does break the space into foreground, middle ground, background, rule of thirds. Just like Picasso's Seated Bather, we see land, water, sky. So I was going to do an ink breakup of space on maybe this one.